Hey guys, this is Luke Johnson for KnowYourPoker, back with episode number 2 of the Liveplay. This is moments after the first episode, so if you have not watched the first episode already, please do go ahead and check that out, because it perfectly lines up with this. Okay, on the flop, we'll go half pot. We have 3 bets, button versus hijack. We are pretty deep stacked. I've gone with a small 3 bets. And we get a fold. So I'm using a very small 3-bet in position. This is something that I've done for years. If you are new to the channel and new to me, then you might think why I'm doing that. I'm not exploiting this player in particular. I've always done this since like 2018, 2019. It's just kind of my own thing. I've always done very small 3-bets. I've always done very small opens. Viewers might wonder, or might ask the question, why playing these games? If there's any regs, which is a fair question. My answer is that it's really, really fun, and I have a good time doing it, and I've always done that, and I've always had a win rate. That's not to say that every time I sit into a table I've had a win rate, but just on aggregate, I have a win rate, so I kind of go with the philosophy of, if it's fun and I make some money, then how bad can it be? Do I maximize my income? No. Do I have a more volatile grind? Yes. But do I have a better time? Yes. Can I sleep at night knowing that I'm kind of not bum hunting my way to a living? Which, for me, I don't mind the idea of bum hunting occasionally, but I just don't like bum hunting exclusively. So there's that. That's not a shout. That's not like a dig to people who do bum hunt, by the way. I'm not trying to be snide. That's just, it's a question that I get a lot. Like a lot. People, like my students as well, they'll say, why do you, like people who are playing typically like on US sites or Euro sites, and they'll be like bum hunting their way, and they kind of don't get the reason for me to do something different. I'm raising this hand sometimes. Bomb pot in position. 1 pair. I'm going to get time bank here on the top left table. I think I was this one. Check. We block deuces and we block king deuce. I'm going to flick this one in like 15% of the time here. I think it's okay. Wish I bet the turn now. Don't think I can do anything with 6-3 here. 4-3 with a spade would be decent, but yeah, I don't think this one is. Or 5-3 with a spade, same thing. Yeah, just raise. I don't have a big raise sizing here. You probably could find it in theory, because I have clearly, well, that would have been a nice turn. I have by far and away the most deuces, but it's just very complicated to find that second sizing. Mainly for the bluffs, I feel like. Sure, if you've got 5 deuce of clubs, just raise big. But if you've got bluff, do you raise small or do you raise big? It's not so clear, in my opinion. So I tend to avoid that agony. If he shoves, it's not a pretty spot for me. Actually, it's fine. I guess I value catch versus the same hand. Right? It's not really... I don't really have a better hand here ever. Big 3 bets. We calling. Nice and deep stacked here. As I adjust myself for the flop. This is what I would call something, but not quite something. Nice and deep here, so I guess raising bigger makes sense. Yeah, I can't help but want to raise this hand sometimes. This should be a very good turn for me. I should have more hearts than him. Especially given I'm raising polarized on the flop at this stack depth. bit punty. Think okay. I guess I go 50 here. And delay overbet seems pretty good. Okay, I just realised I'm making a video and not giving any explanation of my thoughts. So I think bottom right with jacks is fairly standard. I'm actually not sure if you can go 40% or 50%, but I don't think it's a big deal. And the 8 and 9, we're very deep, so I am not raising many hearts because I'm going to become way more polarized, which makes me do better on the turn than him, in my opinion. So I lead my entire range for 10% on the turn. And then on the river, I feel like exploitatively he will fold enough versus 2 pots. And I'm going to presume if I check, I've got 0 showdown. So it's just, does he fold 2 out of 3 times? I think the answer is yes. So let's say pre-flop, flop turn, trying to play good poker. River, I'm trying to just win the hand based on what I expect his reaction will be. So it's like kind of a different approach. I think it's going to be fine. If I bet pots, looks pretty tempting to call with those sets and 2 pairs. If I bet 75 big blinds or 2 pot, I think those hands become a lot less of an attractive candidate. And I don't think I should find shoves either. That was effectively my biggest sizing that I'm going to have there. Like finding 4x pot all in when he could just sit there with ace of hearts. I did say he's got less hearts, but obviously it's a blind spot. He is going to have some ace x of hearts there. Although I think he would fold quite a lot. He would raise the turn quite a lot. Sorry, not fold. Folding. Jack 5 is kind of interesting. We've got 4 gut shots on the turn. 3, 4, king, queen. You have to fold versus bets. But you've got a lot of turns that can help you. I think if you're versus the button here, you can do some raising. With this combo. Seems really nice. It's easy to look at this hand and think, you don't have much. But if you consider a 5 jack, king, queen, 3, 4 spade as some kind of equity for you, then you've got a lot of good turns. You've got more than half the deck. Obviously, some are better than others. I think I'm just going to range bet this board, honestly. It would be nice if that 4 was a 5, so I could have some backdoor straight to it. Then I'd have my extra gut shots with the 8-9. I think turn I play. Could probably just play pot here because I'm polarized into a queen and only 1 straight got there. I don't think I'm supposed to ever find my hand here. Too many other bluffs to be using, I think. I'm gonna have to mark this one though. I think this is fine, yeah, because I'm planning on going for a big sizing there of pots, and I have some random 5s, some random 3s, some flush draws, some hands like king, heart 9, and things like that. So, well, king, heart 9, like this hand I've got, I would rather use this on the turn than I would the 9-8. So I think that's just an acceptable give up. Should really pay attention to the top right table. I'm deep with 4 of the 5 players on the table, so makes the game very interesting. Gonna tick this one up twice. with my deeper stack. I will be getting this one in against this player, if given the chance. Queen, spade 10. Check. Would be going with an overbet here, actually. I think a lot of players don't find overbets on flush turns, but this seems like a good time to do it. Just consider what your weakest value bet is, and you'll probably realise that you're very strong with that range. So then sizing up makes more sense from like 2/3 overbets. I don't want to bet anything weaker than ace-jack here. Maybe ace-9 with the 9 of spades. Push. We're just going to call the queen 10. Raising is attractive, but I don't think it's the correct play. I think we just have to press call. Defend our check calling range. Hand makes for a very natural bluff catch on river as well. It's very hard for him to bluff the queen of spades here, particularly on the 8s, because if he did have offsuit queen 8 now, or jack 8, they just made a pair, so then we're only really blocking queen spade 9, which would have usually bet the flop. So yeah, I think we're just playing that for a check call is better. I was looking at this table, watching what he would do. I think just mixing this is fine. I'm going to defend before 30. It's a very large 3 bets. Actually going with a very, very, very big sizing here. Did make a video how to overbet the flop. This would be a prime candidate for overbets, so much so that he's a giant sizing. And yeah, I think this is actually a reasonable candidate to find. I almost checked this hand without even thinking, but yeah, I think this hand can be included sometimes too. Stole that 233% from Owen Messery. Messer, I'm not sure how to say his name. Very clear. 2/3. Am I getting raised here? Looks like pretty big caller there, top bottom left. Boat over flush. Did he even block a boat there with the 5? I didn't see. I feel like he did. Wait for it to load. I'm curious. It's always good when you're playing to pay attention. Yeah, he did block a boat. Wow, unfortunate. Run a boat as well. It's always good to see other hands that regs are involved in, just so you can pick up potential reads. In this case, I don't think there's much. I'm still curious. So it goes... raise from UTG, which is effectively middle position. Okay, middle position, button, call, half pot, check, check, shove, call. Wow, he shoved and got called by a better hand. That's so brutal. Like, you're just never, ever, ever beat in that situation. Unfortunate. His line is kind of BS to shove river there. I don't really like the shove, should say. I guess it's fine-ish, but it's definitely not the standard sizing. Bet this one often. But yeah, I guess it can't be that bad. Plus that guy is super, 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 super aggro, so he's going to get called a bit wider, I would imagine. Okay, interesting. I think I'm going to keep it simple and go half pots. Queen 5-3 is range, I think. Okay. Half pot for me. Going to bet this one pretty often. It's got good blockers with the queen, obviously. Lots of backdoor straights. Can barrel a good amount of turns. Seems reasonable. That's not one of them. I think I'd honestly play shove check on this turn as well. And this hand will not be shoving. I think you can get some shoves with ace king of diamonds as a really cool play. Cool, but also good play as well, I believe. Raising in position. Oh, this seems like a very standard bet check bet to me. And yeah, I don't think this one ever wants to raise, honestly. Very interesting turn. And yeah, we need to just go 2/3 here. It's pretty hard to find natural bluffs for the bet check bet 2/3 region, actually. Feels pretty good. And I have lots of value as well. Like a jacks here is worth 2/3 easily. I'm going to have jacks a lot of the time. Okay, this is now very interesting, and I think I'm doing this. Okay. Didn't think I'd get shoved off there. My line felt very good. So yeah, I'm going to go very, very, very big. Going to decide how often. I'm going to check on this roll. I wanted to avoid that board pair. Yeah, feel free to run this one in solver. I think what you'll see is a very small sizing being used, and a very big sizing being used, and I'm not splitting. So I'm going to go with the... This one makes sense to only raise big here because I'm basically repping a flush or better. What raise sizing do I go? I guess pot makes the most sense. Yeah, you're going to have a small sizing and a very big sizing, and I prefer to go the big sizing because I'm not splitting. Cool. Looks like he was just bluffing there, so we did manage to get a third pot out of him. Probably wouldn't have got that if we had checked. Not that that makes my play good. Yeah, disappointing with the king jack there. That one felt very, very pure. You know, sometimes you're bluffing and you just think, oh, this is going to work. Felt like one of those times. King 8. Calling flop, no raises with this hand. I don't mind raising some king 5 and stuff. But this one seems a little bit unnecessary to be raising. So we'll call. And I think we'll sit out. And we'll do one final episode after this. We'll call this the end of episode number 2. Turn will be a natural fold / check. There's really nothing else to do with this hand other than hope to show down against the same hand, I guess. Maybe we can hit a king or an 8. Jack is interesting. I guess I am bluffing on the jack, actually. Didn't think about that. Yeah, for sure I'm bluffing on the jack here. The 8 is a really bad side card to have. But that's not going to stop me from bluffing. No, we'll fold. Cool, I think that is about last hand here, the king-queen. All the big blinds end almost simultaneously. Oh, never mind. Somehow I skipped the big blind. Oh no, I was in big blind. I'm being stupid. Interesting how more money didn't go in with this hand. Jack 10, queen 6. So button and big blind check. Bet, check, queen. Okay, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Nice hand. Betting the king queen here every time. We do block the king 4, which is nice. Okay, we're just cool. He raises pot, we get exactly 2-1. Take your time. I wouldn't really have any 3-bets here, to be honest. If I have, you know, pocket kings or pocket fours, yeah, it's not that likely or not that needed. This is a very interesting one. I made a video on unconventional bluffs. This is actually a pretty good turn for him, believe it or not. He's got way more trips than me because he actually turns a 4 into bluff quite often. So yeah, very interesting spot now. We have a pure bluff catcher. I do block the king 4 like I mentioned. Anyway, this is a fold this time. King, queen. I'm going to make an exploit fold here. Just have my reasons for it, let's say. Okay, I hope you guys have enjoyed episode number 2 of the live play. It's been myself, Lee Johnson, Know Your Poker. If you did enjoy, please do subscribe and like the video. See you soon. Take care. Bye-bye for now.